Hello and welcome to the Angry Godzilla Nerd, where we look at totally ass games that have plagued the king of the monsters.
Atari made a big splash in 2002 when they released Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters Melee. It was a fresh, new experience, showing off the king and his many allies and enemies. It was a damn near perfect game. It was only complemented by its sequel, Godzilla, Save the Earth. Of course, the title reminds me of that bullshit song from Godzilla vs. Hedorah. Anyway, it was a perfect follow-up, featuring more monsters, more challenges, and even a sneak peek at the upcoming Godzilla Final Wars, which would of course suck, just like the game's follow-up sucks my hairy balls. Godzilla Unleashed was released for the Wii. Need I say more? The PS2 version was actually okay. It was really an extension of the other two, but the Wii version pissed a molten stream of nuclear waste all over what the other games stood for. Let's take a look. Okay, let's just start with the game's intro. Remember in the first two games how awesome the pre-credit sequences were? Yeah, you got to see all the little parts of the games, you knew you were in for something good. Well, here's Unleashed's intro. I mean, it's cool and all, kind of shows what's going on, but it doesn't set you up for the game. Imagine if you'd never heard of Godzilla before. Is this what you want to get out of it? I guess showing coherent destruction got old for them. Now let's look at the monsters in the game. They're divided up into different factions, which is kind of cool. Depending on which faction you get gives the ending of the story mode, which the story is completely overblown, but I'll get to that in a moment. The problem with the factions is that it makes you realize they could have made a different ending for each monster. That would have been badass! But here they are. All the monsters from the previous games have returned, like Godzilla 2000, Godzilla 90s, Anguirus, Mothra, Orga, and even Jet Jaguar. But they still don't have the song. They've also added King Caesar, Biollante, and the original Mechagodzilla, all very cool, especially since Biollante was supposed to be in the last game. In fact, supposedly if you mod the game, you can get a hold of her. They've also added Varan and Titanosaurus, which they themselves aren't great, but it's cool they included them, especially since Varan was originally in his own movie. They even had Gigan come back in his Final Wars costume for no reason. Is that really popular enough to be in this game? I mean, it looks kinda cool in concept, but in the movie it looked like ass. Pointy ass! At least give us his damn chainsaws. They also put in Godzilla 1954 for some reason. I get that that's a popular movie, but look at his fat ass. He just lumbers around the stages and breathes his little smoke breath. I mean, it's a nice tribute, but what the hell? And then we have these assholes.
Crystalla!
These two were both made up for the game, which is nice, I guess, but think about how much creativity went into them. He's made of crystals, so we'll call him Crystalac. I mean, he's supposed to be the son of Space Godzilla, so I guess that makes sense. And the other guy was voted on by fans to be in the game. I remember not voting for him. There were 4 other options, and I personally thought The Visitor was the best. Oh well, at least Obsidious is only the second lamest.
I mean, I'm all for inventing new monsters and adding to the Godzilla mythology, but they've got to be at least kinda cool.
They could have brought Bagan back from Super Godzilla. He was originally supposed to be in a film, but he didn't make it. Why put this asshole in here either? There's plenty of stuff they didn't make for Godzilla. Why is it still being ignored?
And then, when they add him in, they don't even know what the fuck to do with them!
Remember Anguirus in the other 2 games? He didn't have some kind of fancy heat ray like Godzilla or Ghidorah. They had him do this loud scream hurricane breath. Pretty creative, huh? So when they put in some other monsters who don't have heat rays, what do? Give them really shitty, boring-ass light shows from... Is that an arrow?
Oh god! Holy fuck, they put an arrow in front of it! Well, that just sums it up, doesn't it? It goes forward, so put an arrow on it. I wish I'd thought of that. Durr.
I I mean, if you're gonna put that little effort into it, why don't you put someone in really cool or weird, like the Smog Monster or the Lobster? Hell, even the Spider and the Praying Mantis or the Son of Godzilla would be pretty cool. But this pretty much insults the poor guys. I feel bad for them. Finally getting their shot at the big time and having it wasted like this? Shame on you! Next, we have the stages. There's only 9 this time around, compared with the 20 in the last game.
9 or 20? 9 or 20? Yep, gotta go with 9 on that one, boss.
Okay, to be fair, the old stages were really just different sections of the same environments. One was in Tokyo, and then one was in Tokyo Bay. But really, it was because they made these levels so big, you couldn't fit them all in one session.
It allowed you to go and explore a bigger environment instead of this shit, having to go around and stomp on some wet and rainy bullfuck.
And that's the other thing. Due to the story, which I'll be getting to, Space Godzilla is raising giant crystals all over the Earth, so places have strange environmental effects, like it's frozen in Sydney. They're already beaten and destroyed. I don't know why Godzilla has to come down and stomp on everything. Oh wait, he's an Earth defender, never mind. You can't transition from day to night. Some might say this is nitpicking, but I say it's poopy.
And now we'll get to the story. It sucks.
It tells about how the other monsters you choose has to rise to the challenge of fighting all the other monsters, interspersed with these half-moving cartoons that explain shit for no reason. You know how intense the story was in the other games? Aliens come down, raise hell, and the monsters kick their asses. Oh yeah, and on hard mode you get a special ending. Why isn't Miki Sagusa in here either? You know, the one human who was in more than one movie and had a character arc, people kind of liked her. I guess the actress is getting way too much work these days.
You know, isn't Space Godzilla supposed to be born from Biollante? Yeah, it was one of the explanations they gave.
Is there supposed to be some kind of time warp or cloning or... No, it's not explained. Fuck it.
Okay, I've been stalling, but now I'm going to have to get into the real problem with this game. The fucking Wiimote.
These things have never been good. I know a lot of people are good with them, but I've never been able to get the real hang of it, and it's very clear in here in this game.
Look at this. You gotta swing it one way and he does something else. It's a joke. Ass! Why do I have to deal with this fuckitude? Oh, what? Fuckitude isn't a word? Well, fuck you! My own movie, got scripts and everybody together and tried to do it, and then took forever to release it. I mean, that would just be stupid.
But except for the ass controls, this game isn't all that bad.
I mean, putting Godzilla on the Wii? What were they thinking? I've almost destroyed my house doing this. I mean, I'm playing the remote around it. Hey, where's the... Oh, shit!